Hello, everyone. Nice to meet all of you here today. I'm so glad for this session because it will give you some idea. I'm hopeful that you can have some more information that you'd like to have, especially for those who are interested to go to the US to pursue your bachelor degree. So basically, as Marisa introduced, I'm Ben. I'm working as International Business Development Manager for GED. So today I will go through with you of GED in general to give you more idea. And of course, if you have some questions after this, please feel free to ask after the session. So these are the agendas. We can go quick and just to let you know the idea of the topics that we are going to talk about. We're going to start with what is GED and who are the owners of GED and where else that they accepted GED credential, how many subjects that we have or consisting of the GED exam, and the documents when to have successfully passed the GED as a test takers. What would you obtain? What would you do with that? And once you are ready, where you're going to do the test, how that you can get that information by yourself. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the official international tutorial program, which is called GD Complete, initiated by GD ourselves. And slightly, I know that some of you are looking for going into the US, and just for some ideas that, in addition to that, we have some in other countries, especially in Europe, that would be welcoming GD as well. So, all right, let's start with the first one. What is GED? So in terms of abbreviation, we're known more of GED, General Educational Development. GED was incepted in the year of 1942. So if you can go quick, calculate, counting your fingers, now you know that we're going to be completing our 84 years this year. So we're not that young. I could say that we are mature. And of course, the country of origin, we were originated from the US. So GED Credential is actually a higher secondary certificate that is aligned to the US 12th grade completion, and it was fully aligned with the standards set forth by the US Department of Education. So basically, once you obtain this credential, it is that you are equivalent to completely graduated at the grade 12. And according to the accrediting body of the credential in the US is called Office of the State Superintendent of Education in Washington, D.C. And just for your information, once you obtain the two documents, you're going to see this name appeared on the document, this Office of the State Superintendent of Education. And the good thing is this accreditation applies to all over 50 states in the US. And of course, this is one of the good gateway that you like to go to the US. Internationally, it is listed at the same level as other qualifications where the typical next step for the student is university enrollment. So, basically you can apply to university globally using our GD credential. All right, so who are the owners of GED? We actually have two renowned organizations as the owners of GED. The first one is Pearson, and another one is American Council of Education, or ACE. Basically, Pearson is a public company listed in FTSE or FTSE from the UK. And this is, we're going to talk a little bit about the Pearson business, including GED. GED is now under the group called ELS, Enterprise Learning and Skills, which is a group under Pearson. And we are dedicating to live up the quality of life of the learners globally. So we take pride in terms of providing this kind of tests together with another renowned organization, ACE, American Council of Education. So for Pearson, as I mentioned before, it's listed in the stock market. So this information is publicly available. Actually, Pearson owns 5 business units. So let's go through a little bit just to let you to have the idea of what we have across Pearson. We have the group called Assessment and Qualifications. We have virtual learning. We have higher education, then ELL, English language learning, and enterprise learning and skill. So basically for the assessment and qualifications that delivers the assessments that help people demonstrate the knowledge from school to professional careers. And since GED is part of Pearson, we are leveraging on the assessment on the assessment arm, which is sometimes known as Pearsonville or the TED Center. And of course, we have many in Thailand. So this is the service that we have available. The virtual learning is delivering the high quality, affordable, accessible learning online. Basically, we have more in the US for this. Higher education, this is actually related to you for sure because you're going to study at university level. So this is the part that we produce the textbooks. Or right now, since we are in the age of AI, and it's electronic. So we have a lot of those in the format of ebooks, and it's electronically available. Of course, we deploy the AI information and technology to help the learners under this group as well. English language learning, I think for some of us here, you might be based in Southeast Asia the most. So, I mean, except Malaysia and Singapore, other than that, we are under the group that English is not our mother tongue. So this product will help you to practice and learn more and actually to become more fluent in communicating in English, which is really important, especially if you like to go to university level. And the last one is called Enterprise Learning and Skills. So this is the division that helps employers for future proof of their workforce and helps employees gain new skills. And then for GED, we are under this group because we're now preparing everyone to go into the enterprise world. And this is something that they can learn to practice to become and to be ready for the world of employment. So this is about Pearson as a whole. And this is the new logo of Pearson. It was initiated last year in April. And, for us, we are helping people realize the life they imagine through learning. And for us, of course, we are the world's lifelong learning company. This is Pearson. And again, GED is a Pearson company. So, what we're doing is that we aim to let our GED graduates to apply to study at the higher education institutes, having GED credentials as a proven equivalency in completing the high school level. So this is what we are striving, working towards the goal to support those learners. All right, so where do they accept the GED credential? So here you can see all the big three numbers, 120 and 98. So 100 are numbers of countries around the world that they accept the GED credential. It's not just only in the US, but you got choices for 100. And since inception, we have delivered more than 20 million learners as a GED graduates to go and to pursue their degree at the higher education. And just specifically in the US, we have more than 90% of all the US colleges and universities accepting GED credential. And today you can get a chance to listen more from Ms. Pat about the specific institution that also welcoming GED credential. So how many subjects does GED exam consist of? I think some of you know it, but just to relook it again, to remind of those subjects. So we have 4 subjects that all we need to take. The maximum score is 200, and to pass it, you are required to earn at least 145 scores. So those knowledge or the subjects that we have here, reasoning through language arts, RLA, or sometimes we call English in short. We have reasoning through mathematics, of course, mathematics in short. We have science and we have social studies. So, I mean, these two subjects, you see that we use the word reasoning through because we would like you to be the coming graduates to be able to explain something using the rational. So then you can be ready to get to the high level, which is at university's level. So for the testing times, combination of all four, it's about 8 hours approximately. And once you have completed the GED test, what you can be getting are these documents in electronic format. So this is diploma. Actually, you'll be given the diploma, and another one is transcript sent to your registered email address. So let me remind you that please be careful when you register your free account going to gd.com when you initially go there, because you are required to fill in your email or the preferred email address. Make sure that you have all the passwords recorded, because once you completed the course and you pass the GED, you'll be given the diploma and the transcript sending directly electronically to your email address. That's the first one. The second one, I would like to remind and caution you that if anytime that you happen not to be able to remember, um, you know, I I don't I wish you don't have that, because it's going to be another, troublesome, and you got to work on it. So basically, let me tell you that just do and make sure that you have the password recorded. All right. So over here, you're going to see that you have been given high school equivalency credential. And as I told you before on the early slides, that this one, it's issued by the District of Columbia, which is the Office of the State Superintendent of Education. And I mean, this is from the Washington, D.C., which is, the head of all the institutions over there in terms of the government officers in the U.S. And then another one is that to be given the transcript. And again, this is something pretty, quite important. So you be given these two in the format of PDF. Make sure that you're gonna record it, you save the files into the PDF. And nowadays, a lot of universities across the world, they prefer to receive the electronic format. So it's really convenient for you, because when you are trying to apply to your desired universities, contacting with admission officers, you're going to be asked to provide this kind of electronic document. So make sure that you're going to save it and keep it somewhere nicely, and you can retrieve it conveniently. Okay, so I mentioned a little bit just now that when you would like, to acquire this diploma and the transcripts, that's the last stage. So the first stage is that you need to apply for your own account. So basically, you can just simply come to this website, gd.com, which is really easy to remember. Once you are there, you can have all this one prepare for GED. You can have the prep center, the official tutoring school, the online classes, and the practices offers forever. So I would urge you to play around with this and make sure that you can apply for your own account. So we don't have much of the time. So let me skip in terms of applying your own account, but you can do that yourself online. What I like to what I like to show you here is that if you're interested to study with our test prep partners who are authorized, you can just simply come to this page, find the prep center. Once you select, and then you key the country that you like to apply. So basically, given that you are based in Thailand, you key in Thailand, and all the prep centers who are authorized ones going to be appeared on this, and then you can get more information, or you can search more about where did you like to study if you like to have someone tutoring you for that. And at the same time, from the same page, under GD.com, you see here under about GD, you have the option of where to TED. So basically, again, if you key like Thailand, all the TED centers will be popping up here. And as I mentioned earlier, actually, for the TED centers, they are all under the group of Pearson Assessment, which is, our sister company, and the other one handling that. So we have some test centers starting or called as Pearson Professional Centers. This is actually owned and managed by Pearson itself. So basically here in Thailand, you got one, which is located on Sukhumvit 21 Road or Aso. And, this is in Bangkok. And then the rest, you got other choices from here. You can see like Pradam Language or Pradam Education. And then you got King Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi. This is just a sample. So all the lists will be provided once you select key in and then go. And the neighboring countries, I know that some of you today, you're from Myanmar. So I mean, you'd go to the website gd.com, select where to TED, and then key Myanmar. And all the lists of the TED centers in Myanmar are going to be, popping up like this as well. So right now we have 2 in Mandalay, 1 in Naypyidaw, another 3 in Yangon. So, I mean, this is very, very easy for you to browse that and take a look that by yourself. The one that I like to introduce for some of you who might be remote, or you might find that it's difficult for you to find the tutorial places. We have our own products available online. We call it GD Complete. So you can go to g.com/GD Complete. And I mean, you can check this by yourself. So we have 2 products called GD Express and GD Complete. So GD Complete Express, or Express in short, this is the most popular. It's online, it's recorded, and you can select whether you like to study for 6, 8, or 10 months, right? But you are allowed to access 12 months regardless of which option that you select that. And everything is like you're gonna be given with a weekly study schedule. You have the daily progress managed by AI, and you're going to have one-on-one AI tutoring, right? So this one is really affordable in terms of pricing because, actually we charge like 100 for 3 months. So 100 each month for 3 months. So altogether it's going to be 300. But if you are ready to pay just once, you're going to be charged only $285 US. You can find this and buy this from our website. Another option we call GD Complete, and this is $80 US per month. So the difference is that here you get the human to come and talk with you. You got the tutors who will, look at your progress, and then they're going to have some kind of like study schedule. You're going to have the lesson timetable, and you're going to be clustered into the small learning groups. So, I mean, this is information that you can look on that. And the last one, just to let you know, if you know some friends who are looking for going to Europe in addition to the US, we have some countries that, accepting GD as well. So these are just only the samples. So you got UK, you got Ireland, Germany, Hungary, Romania, and many others more. So I would urge you, if you'd like to have more information, the best one is to consult with the the admission officers of those universities by yourself. So this is just, pretty quick and sharp and short one, just to let you to have some idea about GD. Let me pass it over to Kun Marisa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. Okay, so now I'll hand it over to Kumpash, who will walk us through to studying at Foothill De Anza College. Kumpash, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kun Marisa and Kun Ben, and hello everyone. And my name is Pat, and I am a representative from Foothill De Anza College in California. However, the information I'm giving today will be like general for those students who plan to study in the US after all the GED. And it's like Kun Ben has guided you through all the GED step, and I will guide you the other step further after the GED. We will mention about admission pathway, preparation, and requirement that you should prepare like from today. All right, even before you have the GED, you can start preparing for this. So, before I start the deeper information about community college, I just would like to give you a confirmation that like if students who want to go study abroad in the US for their undergrad, these are the document that student could use for the admission. It could be high school diploma, either from their local school or international curriculum is okay. These can be applied to the US university, student with IGCSE, student with A level, IB, or the AP. And of course, the GED is all equivalent to the high school completion, so that's fine. However, each university, each institution in the US will have slightly different policy on the admission. So you may have to check out on their website of how they view the high school completion. It could be like which one do they accept? I would say most of them will accept all of this, but there will be some of them that might have some like other condition as well. So you have to check it well on the website directly. All right. So when you graduate from high school, either you have the GED or like whatever you have that equivalent to high school graduation, student will have two options when you go to the US university. A lot of students go to four-year university directly, which is similar to what we have in our region in Southeast Asia. However, there is another option called community college in the US. So when I mention about community college, it's like something really new for students in Southeast Asia. However, community college is very common in the US. Actually, 48% of students from high school in the US mostly start their education in a community college first, and then they transfer to the third and fourth year in a bigger university. I would say after high school, they will go to community college for their first and second year. So community college is not a vocational school and it's not a technical school. It's just like exactly the same as a four-year university, except we open to teach only first and second year, which allows students to be able to access to education easier, and then they can transfer to their dream university in the third and fourth year, right? So when we think about going to college, of course, for four-year university, there will be public or state university or private university. However, community college are mostly public or government college. All right. So these are fun fact about community college. As I told you, that's like above like 48% of students from high school in the US, they start bachelor degree with community college first, which means so far we have around 8.5 million students in the US community college system. If you look at the map down below in the corner, you will see the idea that's like students will go to first and second year in the community college, and then they transfer to third and fourth year in university. This will be the only chance that the student can do internship twice during study. So if they go from high school to four-year university directly, they can do internship only one time. But if they go to community college first, they can do internship one time with a community college and another internship with a university. And during the study, when they are in their first and second year, they can do, besides doing the internship, they can also work on campus. They can also take the gap year after. If they don't want to take the gap year, a lot of our students will just transfer to third and fourth year directly to four-year university, do internship, work on campus again on the four-year university. Then when they graduate bachelor degree exactly the same with other students who go to four-year university. All right. However, community college will have smaller class size. We always remain student in class around like 25 to 30 students, which allow us to know student individually and could give individual advice to each student instead of like 100 students in class and professor hardly know you and don't know how to support you closely, something like that. So when you think about going to a US university, sometimes students don't know like where to go, which one is good for you. I would say good for you maybe according to this factor. You may have to think about the major that you would like to study. When you graduate, like after you finish the GED, when you graduate from high school, when you want to research for your options in the US, these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. What major are you looking for? In the US, there is a chance for you that you don't have to declare your major at the first year. You can say undecided, undeclared major to go to a college or university in the US. However, you may have to think about your focus and make sure that the institution or the college you are going to is professional in the field you want to study, not only by the name or by the ranking. All right, what's your learning style? Are you more into academic theory? Are you more into hands-on or practical learning? So that's something you have to ask yourself as well. Location. US is a big country. We have 50 states. California only is already about the same size as the whole Thailand or the whole Malaysia. So 50 states is big. You may have to ask yourself like where in the US you would like to go. You would like to be in the city, outside of the city? What major are you studying? Are there any career strategy, career for you to do internship while you're studying or something? So that's something you need to think about. Also, the requirements. This is very important. Beside the university itself, you may have to look at yourself as well. It's like um, if you have the GED, is the university you are applying for accept GED or not? I would say most of the institution in the US accept GED. However, there are some university that may require full transcript from your high school. That would be something that you have to consider about. And then the support from the school, and of course, last but not least, the budget. You have to actually sit down and talk to your parents about it. It's like where are you heading to? Is it like affordable? Is it meet your family requirements on the budget as well? All right. And these are just some idea for you. If you go to private university in the US, it could be around 60,000 US dollar per year. Public university, of course, they got the fund from the government, so they will charge student a little lower, around 25,000 US dollar. However, the public university in some state, they would say they would have the rule of in-state student and out-state student. So we are international student, we are out-state student. We might end up paying about the same as going to private university. However, community college, our tuition fee is around 10,000 US dollar per year, which is very affordable for students. That means like your first and second year, you already save up 70% of your tuition fee already. And then you can also get a transfer scholarship to your third and fourth year in the university as well. And when you think about the fund, like or the scholarship, a lot of times students just ask me is GED student could be able to get scholarship. I would say yes, but depends. Because in the US, we have different type of scholarship for the scholarship that from the higher education institution itself, each university, each college may have their own scholarship that they manage themselves and they have different conditions for that. Some of them would say you have to you have to show the minimum GPA that meet their requirement in order to get the scholarship. Some would say that you just submit your application online and it could be automatically grant the scholarship to you. So that depends on the institution itself. And there are some government scholarship as well. I know like some country in Southeast Asia, your government have scholarship for students to study in the US, which is very nice. And then the scholarship from private sector, it could be business sector in your own country or business sector in the US as well. So these are something that you could help funding your education. However, when you research for the scholarship, these are the terms that you might see. So first one is the merit base. It means like the scholarship that look at your academic performance, your minimum GPA, your extracurriculum activity, or your performance on the other academic tests. Next is the need base. Of course, they will look at your family financial background to see. It's kind of nice that in the US, sometimes some university would allow you to declare your family financial background and tell them that how much your family can afford, and the rest they will subsidize that. And then we have some talent-based scholarship. It could be music, art, or sport. Athlete student or sports student could be able to get the scholarship, like full scholarship to the university, but those students have to be good in sport and good in academic as well. And I say community college. I'm not saying community college give away scholarship, but I'm saying because community college has the lowest tuition fee already. So even though they don't say they have scholarship, but let's think about it this way. Some university, some 4-year university, they say they have scholarship, 50% scholarship, but their tuition fee is 60,000 US dollar, which means half price of that, still 30,000 US dollar, you end up paying more than going to a community college for your first and second year. So that's something you have to think about as well. And when you are on campus, you can also, international student, if you go on campus in the US, you can work on campus to get some of the allowance and pay. Um, Student on our campus, since we are community college and we know individual student, I would say if a student come to our table and say that they want to work on campus, we will definitely find a position for them. And these are some example of working on campus. Student can be a campus ambassador, a barista in a cafe on campus. So working on campus is eligible, is allowed for international student. You can work on campus up to 20 hours per week and get paid around 7 US dollar to 19 US dollar per hour. It depends on the location of your campus and the position on the campus. I met a student in July that he worked 4 jobs on campus. 4 job, it doesn't mean he work all day. He worked a couple hours for each job, each week. All right. So he is also like a campus ambassador. He is a student tour guide on campus. He is a peer tutor for athlete student. So like the university pay, the college pay for him to be a tutor for other student. And also he is like a lobby receptionist on campus. So that's something that he could he could get some fund during study and also improve his profile. Everyone can graduate, can study, take a test and graduate, but it would be even better, even more outstanding if you study and have some work experience during study. All right, especially students who probably take the GED and go to college directly. Maybe you are 16, you can already take the GED and go to a community college in the US. Working on campus would allow you to actually learn more about work experience as well during study. And for students who study in the STEM majors, science, technology, engineering, and math. So students who go to the US university or college, beside doing work on campus, beside doing internship, which internship is a part of your curriculum, you can also join a program called optional practical training or the so-called work after graduate. So let's say if you go to a community college for first and second year, if you want to take a gap year, you can sign up for OPT to do work 1 year or up to 3 years. But most of our students don't do that. They will go to community college for first, second year, then third and fourth year in the university. Before they graduate the fourth year in the university, they apply for OPT. And general student can do OPT or work after graduation 1 year, but student in STEM major can work up to 3 years in the US. So that's how you can gain a work experience as well after graduate. So just think it's like a step. First step with it, if you take GED, second step you go to community college, third step you go to a third and fourth year in a university, and then go to work after graduate in the US. That's a kind of picture for you. And when you think about study in the US, these are the documents that you may have to prepare. Most of the university would require this. Of course, they require you to complete the application form. It could be on the direct website or it could be on common application. Just go on common application and create your profile. It's just like LinkedIn that you create your profile and then it will appear on the university site. And they need your official transcript. It could be a high school diploma. It could be GED diploma as well, as I showed you at the beginning. Of course, in the US, they would require you to show your English proficiency test. It could be TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, ITEP, Pearson, and some other specific tests like SAT, ACT for those students as well. I'm not saying every university require the same thing, but I'm saying because they could require it. These are the documents they could require. And then some university might ask for college essay, letter of recommendation from your teacher, and other document like your passport and certificate of finance. So these are the compare recent picture for you to keep it on your mind that if you go to 4-year university in the US, for the first year, like a lot of students might have the question on your mind by now. That's like, why don't I just use the GED and apply to first year admission to a 4-year community college? You can do that. Definitely, you can do that. For a 4-year university, they would require your GED diploma. They would require your college essay. Maybe you need to also have the SAT test score, another extracurriculum activity, and other award and English proficiency. But for community college, we make the application admission very simple. We would only need your GED diploma and English proficiency. That's it. Just 2 of this. That's already fine to apply to a community college in the US. Then a lot of students ask me, it's like, if community college is good, because we in Southeast Asia, we have never heard about it. In the US, it's so common, as I told you. These are the students who has been through community college. Tom Hanks, of course, he was in a community college. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he also started his higher education in a community college first, and then they transfer. Steve Jobs, he actually went to De Anza campus. Actually, Steve Jobs and his co-founder, they both were students on my campus, De Anza. They met on our campus and they launched the first computer MacBook. They call it Macintosh computer by that time. They launched it on our campus, right? So his co-founder graduated from De Anza and transferred to UC Berkeley. So that how we can do. And then the last one, if you are not in the film and animation industry, you might not know him. He is Sean Wang. He won the Oscar last year on the film and animations. Also, he was our student. He is an alumni from Foothill and De Anza campus as well. So these are some examples. And there are a lot more people in the US that graduate from community college and transfer to 3rd and 4th year in another university. So let me tell you more about Foothill and De Anza since we mentioned about it a little bit already. So Foothill and De Anza, we have 2 different campuses, but we are the same district. So here is De Anza campus on the map. 10 minutes away from De Anza campus is Foothill College. So it's like the 2 colleges that not too far from each other. We have shuttle bus to commute students around. As I told you, Steve Jobs was our student on the Anza campus. He launched the first computer MacBook. Actually, if you Google it, you will see that he also launched first iPhone 6 and first Apple Watch on campus. And that's why next to our campus is the headquarters of Apple here on the map. And not too far from our campus, Seagate is here. Netflix is also there. We are in the Bay Area, not too far from Stanford and San Francisco. So if you go up to San Francisco, here is the X or Twitter office headquarters. Also, Google is here. Microsoft is here. Meta, or also known as Facebook and Instagram office, is also here. If you go across to this side of Silicon Valley, Tesla office is here. Asus and Adobe is also here. So this area, as you can see, we are lucky that Foothill and De Anza, both campuses, both community college, are in Silicon Valley, way before Silicon Valley was there. So that means our students who study with us will stay in the academic atmosphere with high technology atmosphere as well. As you know, Silicon Valley is where innovation in the world starts. So when you study with us, our student can do internship with this world leading company as well, which very good on your profile to do that. And I would say when you go to college, you may have to think about the location as well as I mentioned. some college might be in the middle of nowhere, and that would not have the opportunity for you to do internship or work after graduate. But if you are in Silicon Valley, there are a lot of opportunity for you. And this area is called Cupertino. If you Google it, you will see that Cupertino is ranked as one of the wealthiest and safest community in the US. Wealthiest not mean the most expensive, but it mean people who live there are mostly working people. It's more like people who work for these world leading companies. So it's like a very nice area to be on. And for Foothill and De Anza, since we are community college, so we are very affordable for our tuition fee. If you look at the table here, our tuition fee is only around 10,000 US dollar per academic year. If we including health insurance, books, and room and board, and even estimate spending money, you will still end up paying 30,000 US dollar per academic year in total. At Foothill and De Anza, we have something called a tag program or a guarantee transfer to six campuses of the UC, University of California, and Cal State, California State University. And students can also transfer to any top university across the country. Last year, we have student from Myanmar who graduated from Foothill and De Anza, and then he transferred to MIT with transfer scholarship. You can go on our Instagram, Foothill and De Anza International Instagram. His interview video is there as well. Another Myanmar student that I met in July, he transferred to UC Berkeley this year as well. We have over 100 major and program that students can study about. And of course, since we are in Silicon Valley, I would say we are very strong in business, computer science, engineering, film animation, game design, AI, real estate, and biochemistry, and so on. All right. Also, we have simple requirements, as I told you, community college just need GED diploma, just need English proficiency test. It could be like TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. That's fine. We don't need SAT. We don't need college essay. We make it simple. And yeah, our tuition fee is very low, which means you already do the smart investment on your education on your first and second year already. And these are some idea for you where our student transfers to. So our college is here in California. However, our student can transfer to anywhere in the US, and these are where our students have been transferring to. If you talk to the representative from NYU, they will say, oh, they know Foothill and De Anza quite well. Our students transfer to NYU almost every year. Most of our students transfer to the college in California still because we have more opportunity for students in California, so they transfer to Stanford, to Berkeley, UCLA, or they can transfer to Boston. They can also transfer to Florida, Arizona State, anywhere in the US for their third and fourth year. And again, at the end of their graduation, their bachelor degree would say that they graduate from that particular university. Let's say they go to Foothill or De Anza for first and second year, and then their third and fourth year they go to UC Berkeley. At the end, their bachelor degree would say that they graduate from UC Berkeley, exactly the same as the other student who went to UC Berkeley since the first year. However, if you submit your application to UC Berkeley on the first year, you might not be on that 4% acceptance rate. I would say if you use your GED and then author extra document to apply to the first year, acceptance rate for first year admission is about 4%. But if you go to community college in the US first, the acceptance rate for transfer student is 40%, which means that's a lot different. And of course, there are some university in the US that say they want full diploma. I think the UC would say they want the full diploma, which means you may not be able to use GED diploma to submit the application for the first year, but you can go to community college for first, second year, and then you use your grade from community college to transfer to third and fourth year in those university. All right. For those students who are in travel restriction, like Myanmar student, you can actually start your degree online from home now. So at Foothill and De Anza, we allow students to take a 100% online class for 2 years. So you can do your first and second year. You can start doing online class now. And whenever the travel restriction is gone, you can go on campus right away. All right. The only limitation that you might have is some of the class that have to be in the lab, like some of the science lab class, you cannot do it online 100%. However, the student who do like business major, who do the major that do not require you to be in the lab, you can do that's online 100%. You can choose to study live at the same time with the student on campus, or you can study on your own time that they recorded for you. But you will have the class might be recorded because if you go to live class, it will be hard for us in Southeast Asia, but you will have the live advisor stay with you. And then we have all the credit. Let's say if you do it for 1 year and then the travel restriction is gone, you want to go on campus, you can go right away. Or even in worst case, if I would say the border will not close forever, but let's say if they close for 2 years, if you do all the online classes, all of those credit could be graduate and receive the associate degree from a community college, and that could be transferred to university in the US or even in Canada or in the UK as well. And here are some student support for online study. You can do the online orientation. You will have the online education and workshop. I saw that it's not only look at the video and learn, but actually they have some activity like student club for international student online as well, that they do the campaign and do some workshop that everyone access to the workshop from around the world. Everyone access to a challenge or a club around the world, and then they create something in their own country, which make it very surprise for me that even though they are in the online classes, they are doing the same thing aligned to each other. You will have the online classes that align with the top university. Let's say if you aim to transfer to University of California, since day one that you become our student, either on campus or online, our student advisor will go to you right away and ask if you plan to transfer to UC or Cal State. They will give you the whole courses that you have to study. They will say like, these are the courses that you have to study because it will be exactly the same as what student in UC or Cal State study. I look on the student portal and I saw that when you sign up for the class, there will be the logo of UC and Cal State on the corner of the subject to make sure you know that this subject is exactly what they also teach in Cal State and UC, to be sure that all the classes are the same. And then when you want to transfer, you can transfer right away. All right. And then, yeah, you can be a global community of learner that you access from different part of the world. You are at your home, but you still access to the class and then connect to your friend online. All right. So almost the last one, why we should go to community college after GED. I would say community college is GED friendly admission policy. We accept students with GED, of course. And we do have academic transfer support for students who want to transfer to third and fourth year in the top university. Since day one, our student advisor will guide you through all the steps already to prepare you for that. We have smaller class size, and that's where we know every student. We can do personalized advising as well, and we are very cost effective as a pathway to top you. So as I told you, it's very affordable, and the tuition is a good investment for you for your first and second year. And of course, a community college can turn GED limitation into academic strain in the future. And be sure to connect with us. You can connect with us to my email or scan the QR to get to our website. Oh, sorry. Here we also have like our Instagram, our website, and our TikTok for you to be connected to us. All right, I'll hand it back to Kun Marisa.
Thank you, Kunpash. It's great to learn more about how community college can be a really good option for higher education in the US, and how Foothill and De Anza is also known for its excellent transfer outcomes, obviously, and the location in the Silicon Valley, which I'm sure many students would like to study there. We will now move into the Q&A session. So if you're joining us live and you have any question, feel free to drop them. I see one question here, and I also received some a few questions from the students directly. I'll go through some of them. So the first question is, so some college in the US require students to be like at least 18 years old. Does this apply to the students who are interested to apply at the Foothill and De Anza College as well, and also the GED students?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, I saw that some student in Southeast Asia, you decided to take GED because you want to save time in your high school. You want to save your investment in high school, which is, I would say, which is a good idea that you do that to take that as a fast track. In community college, we open for students to be study with us when they are 16 above. But there are some conditions for that. So like student can apply to a community college since they are 16. However, if they go on campus, they need to be stay with the host family, or you have to stay with your family by the law. So I would say we have students that apply to us since 16 years old, and those students will have divided into two groups. I would say the 16 years old student who want to study a community college online. So they do all of the class online. If they are like business student, if they are psychology student, they took all of that online since 16 years. So they take GED since 16. They take the class from Foothill and De Anza online. And then when they become 18, they can transfer to third and fourth year in University of California already. They could transfer to MIT already. I mean, if they are eligible to. And some students prefer to be on campus because they want to explore American culture and stuff. But if they are below 18, either their family have to be there with them. Some of them they stay with their auntie and then they come to community college, which is very nice for them. But people, students who don't have family there, our school have American host family that our student advisor help them to find. So I saw the student with GED who want to be on campus and explore American culture. They stay with the host family near our campus and they just bike or walk to our campus. Yeah, that's something that student can do. So three options: take online class, or go on campus, stay with your sibling, or stay on campus, stay with American host family until you're 18.
Okay, thank you. And then the next question may be related. So when should the GED student like can start preparing their application, because it's not just the GED diploma. I see that there are other applications. So can they begin the process before finishing all GED subjects?
Yeah, they can start right away. I would say like a lot of our students sometimes they create their profile on our website first. Like it's just like you sign up to create your account. You put your name, you put your some of your academic performance that you have in hands, and then when you have the GED result, you can submit it later. You create the profile first, do maybe at the same time you create your profile on GED website, you create your profile on Foothill and De Anza website. At the end, when you have GED result, you just submit, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna go to the question in the chat. So like as a student, do we need to choose only one college and stay there for 2 years, or are there options to take classes at both colleges? I think it means like either studying at Foothill or the answer for 2 years.
Yeah, so I would say students need to choose their main campus. So let's say
Mm.
you might choose the Ansa as your main campus and Foothill at the main campus. However, our students do sometimes they take class at both campuses. So some of the class might be in the Ansa, some of the class might be in Foothill. Actually, if you go on our website and you look at our program that we have, you will see little sign after the name of the program, with the FH or with the DA. So if they don't have the little sign at the end, it means both campus offer these classes. But if you see FH, it means this class have to be on Foothill campus only. DA is mean only the ANSA have it. So sometimes students have to take the free shuttle bus. It's like 10 minutes
Mm,
away from each other, so it's very convenient.
that sounds good. Mm. Okay. Next question that I have receive if I'm already studying at a university and wants to transfer to a community college? What should I prepare or do first?
Okay. So I would say since community college open to teach only first and second year, so it depends if you are in an undergrad university already, either in your hometown or in the US,
Mm.
we may have to consider like what year are you in. If you are the freshman, you can transfer to second year. I mean, we may have to look at your subject if is that match with our curriculum. You might have to take some of the extra class when you transfer to second year, but we are very welcome. You can transfer to second year, and then when you transfer to third and fourth year, that might be some limitation for you. Some university, I would say some, but I cannot mention the name because everyone have different requirements. Some university require student, like if you want to go on the guarantee program with the UC, that will say guaranteed transfer only need student to be on our campus for 2 years first and do the guarantee transfer because we do the MOU to each other to make sure our student and their student study the same thing. But when student transfer into our second year, student can do the regular transfer to other university or even that university, but not on the guarantee program. So I would say when we say transferring, we have two options for student. Guarantee transfer, which means you have to prepare since the first year at Foothill De Anza, or you can go on regular transfer, just like the student who transfer to MIT. We don't have an MOU with MIT or Stanford. We only have guarantee transfer to University of California, 6 campuses, and Cal State. But most of our students can still transfer to those universities, even though it's not a guarantee transfer, but it's regular transfer. And again, transfer students have over 40% acceptance rate, so you have more chance than transferring into first year in a 4 year university. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, a last question here. Since the college is located in Silicon Valley, are there opportunities for international students to do like internship or any work experience with the companies in the area?
Of course, yes. So a lot of our students, even international students or alumni, they are actually work for the company in the Silicon Valley, which means students who study with us during their study, they can do internship, of course, with the company around Silicon Valley. They could apply by themselves to those company, or if they want us to help, they are welcome to walk into our student support office and say, you want to find a chance to do internship, then just like in Southeast Asia, that sometimes those company open for internship and then they send the open document to our university that okay they are open for our student. Then we just tell our students. So it's like both ways. Sometimes students apply for internship themselves or they ask the college to help finding the internship place for them. And as I told you, besides internship, they can do OPT or like work after graduate in those companies as well. And another special thing for students who study in Silicon Valley, we have like the association that those business people um kind of donate their fund for students who have the idea, just like Shark Tank. Some of our students, international students, they are now a startup in Silicon Valley as well. I mean, it's like they team up, just like Steve Jobs. I mean, I believe maybe some of his team are non-American. His team may not be only engineering or like IT student. It could be student who work for marketing, student who study marketing, student who work for like animation or something that help designing the other thing for him. They could team up to be a startup. So on the ANSA campus, we have those facilities for students to get together and work in a group to prepare to be a startup and pitch the idea in Silicon Valley. And that could be something that you can do more than just go to class, taking a test and graduate. All right. And I just need to add that like since I can see the trend in our Southeast Asian region that students who take GED kind of like they want to save time in high school. Um, when they and then they want to save investment in high school. So community college could be another next step after GED that you could save your time because Foothill Adyansa is a quarter base, which means students can can come into our campus any quarter. You don't have to wait for the next year to apply. You take the GED, you do all the documents, you can go next quarter right away, which very save your time, and of course the tuition fees save your investment before you transfer to third and fourth year, which maybe you graduate from your dream university faster and more affordable than the other friends.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Prakash, for sharing the information. I guess there's no question in the live chat anymore. So before we end the session today, Kunben, do you have anything to say?
Oh, I just want to say, wow. I mean, this is really informative, and thanks, Kun Pash, for that. I mean, I'm glad, to learn from you as well. This is my first time listening, so I think this is really opportunistic, and it's a great gateway to go to study further in US. So thanks, Kun Pash, for this information, and thanks everyone as well. So I just want to end that, GD is one of your great gateway option that open your study in the US. And of course, Foothill and Denzel is so great. So thanks for this time. And I'm hopeful that you guys who are listening will get a chance to contact Kunpatch for having some more information. And this is the great one for you to consider. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you to Kunben and Kumpash again, and thank you everyone who joined us today. Well, stay tuned for more GED webinars coming soon. Have a good day and have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Have a
everyone.
great evening.
Thank you, Kunpatch. Thanks, Marisa. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.